Hi everyone, good morning and good evening to everyone. Thanks for joining today's Salesforce Revenue Cloud demo from SV TechSoft. In this training, we'll be cover both Salesforce CPQ and Billing. Yeah. Our trainer is Rishabh. He will be take over for today's demo. Yeah, so Rishabh, you can start for today's demo.
Hi, Kishore. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Good morning and good evening to all of you. So let me start by sharing my screen. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, Rishabh. Yeah.
Oh,
What about others?
Yeah, visible.
okay. So, okay. So welcome, everyone. So today we are going to cover, this will be an introductory session of our Revenue Cloud training. So basically, Revenue Cloud is combination of Salesforce CPQ plus Salesforce Billing. Both are the managed package, which are an add-on to Salesforce Sales Cloud. Okay, so about me, my name is Rishabh. I have been working with Salesforce for more than 5 years, and I have experience in Revenue Cloud for 3+ years, and I have worked on multiple projects where we have implemented Salesforce CPQ and Salesforce Billing. I have total 9 Salesforce.com certification that includes Salesforce certified CPQ specialist as well. I am an all-star ranger on Trailhead. So what are the topics that we are going to cover today on this session? So today I will be giving you an introduction to Salesforce CPQ, what Salesforce CPQ is, why do we use Salesforce CPQ, what are some advantages of using Salesforce CPQ. Then we are going to check how do we configure and grant permission to Salesforce CPQ. Then we are going to check the process flow for Salesforce CPQ, how CPQ works with Salesforce Sales Cloud. And then we are going to take an overview of QLE. So QLE is quote line editor. So as soon we move forward with CPQ terminology, you will be more familiar with QLEs and other terminology used in Salesforce CPQ. Okay, so let's start with the introduction, what Salesforce CPQ is. So basically CPQ stands for configure, price, and quote. CPQ software by Salesforce is a tool for companies to provide accurate pricing with any given product configuration scenario. CPQ application takes into account optional features, customizations, quantities, and discount that allow sales rep to quickly and accurately quote. Salesforce CPQ gives your sales team an easy to use software that is available on any device because it is a cloud based. Since it is hosted on the Sales Cloud platform, it gives you a direct link between your Salesforce CRM and your CPQ software that will help your sales to make most impactful decision. One thing to keep in mind, Salesforce CPQ is not a complete lead to cash solution. Okay, Salesforce CPQ will only provide you a tool that will help your sales rep to quote accurately. So let me give you a real life example for this. Suppose you are trying to assemble a PC. Okay, you went to a shop, you asked the shopkeeper about the details. The salesperson of that shop, he's not a technical person. So whatever you ask him, he will give you the price of that product. Suppose you have asked for a particular motherboard and particular graphics card. Shopkeeper will give you price of those product, and then he will he will create a code for you. If you accept it, if you give payment to that quote, what will happen? Then that order will be go to the technical team or the next level team. And then that could happen like that particular motherboard or that particular graphics card is not compatible together. This can be one scenario. So using Salesforce CPQ, we can configure such price rule that, or product rule that will allow us to select the product those are compatible with each other, or different automation that will streamline the quoting process for sales rep who are not a technical person, but yet when they create a quote, they will be able to create quote accurately based on the business rule and logic that a Salesforce CPQ admin will create using the Salesforce CPQ standard configuration. Now, what does the configure part of CPQ consist? Using the Salesforce CPQ functionality, we can set up our products, bundles, and default add-on. We can guide our sales rep to pick the correct product. We can show related offers and promotion at the time of quote creation. Also, we can drive our business logic and technical rules to govern the product combination. Like product combination means selecting the correct product together. Then what does the price part of Salesforce CPQ means? Using this component, what we can do, we can provide relevant price for our product and bundles. We can set up discount engine. We can allow different offers and promotion. And then based on different scenarios, different logic, we can calculate the final price on our quote. Then last component is quote. So what is quote? So quote is a PDF document that provide detailed product, service, and pricing with terms and conditions. Using Salesforce CPQ, what we can do, we can create reusable template. And while at the time of code generation, we can use the same template and create multiple quotes. Salesforce CPQ provides point and click integration with multiple e-signature platform like Adobe Sign and DocuSign. Using the code component, we can create a professional, consistent, and branded quote. Branded means we can add our company logos, our company brochure, any additional documents that our company have, we can add those to our code. Here, so yeah, this is what the CPQ stands for. Now let's check how do we configure and grant permission to Salesforce CPQ. So there are some prerequisites before we install a Salesforce CPQ package. So before we install a CPQ package, the first thing we need to do, we need to enable email deliverability to all users. The second thing is we need to enable chatter. Then we need to enable orders. And then the last thing is we need to enable CRM content. So these are the 4 prerequisites if we want to install Salesforce CPQ. Then how do we configure Salesforce CPQ? So after installing the Salesforce CPQ, the first thing that we need to do, we need to authorize the new calculation services. And to do that, what we have to do, we have to go to setup. Then we have to go to install packages, and then we have to search for CPQ. And then there would be a configure button. We have to click on configure. Then we will have to go to the pricing and calculation tab. And then we have to click on authorize new calculation services. One thing to keep in mind, when a user clicks authorize new calculation services, Salesforce CPQ creates a token for that particular user. Salesforce CPQ uses the token and user combination to communicate with the Heroku service that manage asynchronous calculation using the JavaScript code calculator. If the calculation service is not been authorized, the org admin will see an error during the upgrade or installation of Salesforce CPQ. So one more thing, if I go back to my org, if I go to setup and then click on configure and then go to pricing and calculation tab, I will not see this option because this option is only available for the first time when it is not authorized. If you have authorized, then this option will go away. So even if I log in to my dev org, I will not be able to show you this, but I will, once we log in, I will show you like how we can perform these steps exactly. Okay, so now how do we give permission to Salesforce CPQ object and fields? So when we install Salesforce CPQ managed package, it comes with different CPQ objects, different custom fields. So to give permission or to modify any CPQ objects and field, user must have a Salesforce CPQ licenses. And to assign the licenses, these are the steps we need to perform. Again, from the setup, we have to go to install packages, and then we have to click on manage licenses. After assigning the licenses, we have to assign permission set to the user. Based on the permission set, the access level on Salesforce CPQ will be defined, like what level of access the user will get. So basically, there are 4 types of permission set: admin permission set, user permission set, partner, and customer. So the admin permission set, as the name suggests, are for the users who configure Salesforce CPQ features and setting for the end users. And in this type of permission set, there are 2: Salesforce CPQ admin user, Salesforce CPQ admin user access. Then the second one is user permission set. This is for the user who uses Salesforce CPQ features to deliver services to a customer or end user. So this permission set will be for your sales rep who will be creating the code and sending those codes to your customer or to your partners. Then third type is partner. Partner permission set are for the partners who implement Salesforce CPQ as part of their product offering. So suppose if a company uses a channel selling model, in channel selling models, we have partner who refer lead to our company. In those scenario, for our channel partners, we will be using partner permission set. The last one is customer type permission set. So as the name suggests, this is for the customers or end users who will be using our Salesforce CPQ services. So this is the type of permission sets. Those are available or those comes with Salesforce CPQ. Okay, now let's take an overview of Salesforce CPQ process flow. So how CPQ works. So the first thing or the first trigger point from where Salesforce CPQ comes in the picture is after creating an opportunity. So as you all know, if you are aware with Sales Cloud, opportunity is considered as a deal, as an open deal that we are having with our customer. So the first step to use or to avail the features of Salesforce CPQ, what we have to do, we have to create an opportunity first. Then we have to configure products. Then we have to configure pricing and discount. Then we have to create a quote or a proposal. Then we can use electronic signatures, either Adobe Sign or DocuSign. Then from the quote, we will create a contract. So don't confuse contract with a legal binding here. Contract is a standard CPQ object. Then we can create quotes and orders, and then we can renew our contract. So if we look at this process flow, it can look little confusing. So what we are going to do now, we are going to log in into my developer org, and I am going to create an account opportunity manually and show how the Salesforce CPQ works on our Salesforce Sales Cloud. So let me log in. Okay, so now we have logged in to my developer org. Let's start with creating an account first. So I will name it.
Hi, Rishabh, Piyush this side.
Hi, Piyush.
Yeah, just a small request. Can you please increase the screen resolution because it is very small. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
now visible. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So let's name our account SV TechSoft and save. Okay, now for this account, we are going to create an opportunity. Amount we will give as of now $10. We will name it okay. So now we have created an opportunity. In our Sales Cloud, what we usually do after creating our opportunity, we add opportunity products to this opportunity using this product related list. This is not the case with Salesforce CPQ. If we have CPQ installed in our org, what we have to do, we have to create a quote instead of adding products to this opportunity product list. So to do that, we will click new on the quote related list. We will update the required fields. So opportunity, the opportunity we created, account to the account we created. Now we are not checking this primary checkbox yet. We are just going to click on save. So this is our quote record. The quote record will have these details like a quote number, that would be an auto number field, opportunity field, a primary checkbox, the account information, type field, primary contact if we want to add, sales rep, owner, expire on. We will also have the start date field, end date field, subscription term. These all are the standard Salesforce CPQ fields. Then we will have billing information, like what are the payment terms, billing frequencies. Then we also have the address information where we want to the bill to information and ship to information. As of now, both are coming from our account, and on our account, we have not provided any address. Hence, it is coming blank. If there is an address on our account, then this bill to and ship to will update accordingly. And then again, we have also a partner and distributor information. So this is how a quote record will look, the basic information it will hold. Now, the next thing comes here after creating a quote record is configuring the products or adding the products that we want to sell to our customers. How do we do that? We will click on edit lines button here. Once we click on edit line, the first thing the CPQ will ask us to select a price book. In my developer org, I don't have multiple price book. I only have a standard price book. So I will select that, click on save, and then it will ask me to provide additional discount, start date, end date, subscription term. As of now, I don't want to add all this information. I will just add a start date of today's date and a subscription term of 12. Then I will click on add products. After clicking on add products, I will be able to see all those products that I have added to my standard price book. From here, I can see the standalone product, bundle product, subscription product, all type of products I can see, and I can select which product I want to use. So for this demo, what I'm going to do, I have a product called Netflix monthly subscription. I am going to add this product and then I'm going to select and add more. So this is a subscription product. What a subscription product is, a product that can be renewed. Like this could be a product or a service that we sell to a customer that needs to be renewed after a certain point of time. Like after a 1 month, the subscription needs to be renewed, or after a year. And then the second product I am going to add is this iPhone 13. This is a standalone product. That is a hardware product. That is a one-time product that I am going to sell this hardware to my customer, and that's it. The customer don't have to renew it. So now I have added both these products to my quote. I can see the net total is this. The net total has been changed. Now I am going to click on save. Okay, now once I click on save, and now if I go here on quote lines related list, for this particular quote, 2 quote lines have been generated. The first quote line have product Netflix monthly subscription, and the second quote line has a product called iPhone 13. The first one is a subscription type product, and the second one is a hardware product. Now, if I go to opportunity related to this quote, I don't see any products related to this opportunity. So now, how do I sync the products from my quote to my opportunity? To do this, what I have to do, I have to select this primary checkbox on my quote. As soon as I select this primary checkbox and hit on save, recalculation will be start. And once that is completed and I go back to my opportunity, I can see these 2 products that I have added to my quote are now been synced to my opportunity. The reason Salesforce CPQ does is for forecasting purposes. Like if you use the standard standard Salesforce Sales Cloud forecasting, then that forecasting will be done on opportunities and opportunity products. So to do that, once we mark a quote as primary, all the related products from the quote lines will be carry forwarded or will be copied over to opportunities product. So this is the first step. Now, the next step is after adding all these products to the quote line, the next thing I have to do, I have to send, or not I, the sales rep will need to send a PDF or a Word document to the end user or to the customer about informing him or her about the pricing information, so that the customer can make a decision whether he wants to move forward purchasing this product, or he or she wants to make any changes to the quote. So to generate a PDF document from this code, Salesforce CPQ has provided us this generate document button. If I click generate document button here, I will be asked to select a template that I want to use. Okay, so in my org, I have different template. These are the reusable template. As soon as we move forward with our training, I will show you like how do we create these templates and how do we fetch information from different CPQ objects to our template. So I have selected a template. Output format, we will get two options, PDF or Word, and then the paper size and the document name. So this document name will be populated by default. Then we will get these options: preview, save an email, save and cancel. Let me click on preview first and show you how document will look like. Okay, so this is how my code document will look. It will show me a company name, my company address, the address information of the customer, what is the bill to information, and what is the ship to information. Since we have not provided any address on our account, this field is coming blank. Then we will see the account name. For the account, we have created this code. If we have any primary contact, then we will add that primary contact on the quote level, and his or her information will show here: contact, phone, email, additional information. And then we have the quote line information, like what is the part number of the product that we are selling, what is the unit price for that, what is the extended price. And then we will have the quote total field here. This is the amount that the customer or the end user needs to pay. Then we can add some terms and condition to our quote, and then final we can add a signature block. So this is the document that we can generate automatically, and this document can be dynamic as well. Based on our current quote, all the information will be displayed on this particular document. Now imagine creating this document manually using a Word file or any other text editor. It will take a lot of time of sales user to create this quote, and then managing this quote always check that whether the price is with the industry standard or business standard is very difficult. But using Salesforce CPQ, it is all point and click. We can just click on generate document and all the information will be carried over from our quote record and will be displayed on the quote template. Okay, so as a next stage of our sales cycle, what the sales rep will do, he will click on save an email. Once he click on save an email, the sales rep will get a window from where he can select or enter the email address of the customer, and this code document or the code template will be forwarded to the customer, and the customer can make decision whether he want to move forward with the purchase or not. So I'm not going to send it to myself, but yeah, this is the next step as a part of sales cycle. If we have integration with any electronic signature platform like Adobe Sign or DocuSign, we will get one more button here that would say send for electronic signature. And using that button, we can forward this quote through Adobe Sign, and then customer will get an option to sign this quote electronically or sign the quote online. Now what customer needs to do after we send the quote, customer will need to download that quote, sign that quote manually, and then again forward or again send it back to the sales rep. Then the sales rep will close the opportunity and move forward with that. So now let's assume this quote has been sent to a customer. The customer has agreed to pay the price that was mentioned on the quote. Customer is ready with the terms and condition. He has no further questions. He just wants to move forward or go ahead with the purchase. So the next step the sales rep will perform. The sales rep will come back to the opportunity and he will close one this opportunity. So let's select close one and click on save. Okay, now the opportunity is close one. This is where the typical sales cycles end in our Sales Cloud. But Salesforce CPQ provides us some add-on functionalities. Since we have also added a subscription product, Netflix monthly subscription. This subscription product needs to be renewed every month. And what we want to create renewal opportunities for this product every year, every month. We want to remind our sales rep, like this particular customer, SV TechSoft, has subscription for has monthly subscription for Netflix that we want to renew. To do that in our Sales Cloud, we have to write heavy customization, or we either have to create multiple flows to create the renewal opportunities. But if we want point and click or a streamlined way to create renewal opportunities, then we can go forward with Salesforce CPQ. So on the opportunity level, we will see this contracted checkbox. So as a next part of a sales cycle, what the Salesforce rep will do if the opportunity contains a subscription product, he will check this contracted checkbox. Once this contracted checkbox is checked, a contract record will be generated for this particular opportunity and account. Also, if we use the orders like order object, the standard order object, like after creating the opportunity, we want to create an order for our billing team or for our shipment team to ship the product, then we can create orders also. If we click on this order checkbox, an order record will be created. That order record we can assign later to our shipment team, and then order record will be created to deliver these two products. Like iPhone 13 needs to be delivered manually, and then the Netflix monthly subscription needs to be delivered online to the customer. Let's assume we do not use the order functionality yet. We will only move forward with the contracted checkbox. So we are create a contract from this opportunity with these products. We have to click on contracted checkbox and save. So before clicking on contracted checkbox, let's take a look on account. So this is my account. If I go to the related list for this account, I can see there is one opportunities related to this account, the opportunity that we just created, one quote. There is no contract. There is no asset. There is no subscription. There is no order. Let's come back. Let's check this contracted checkbox and let's click on save. Now, this contract has been generated, that is in draft status. So if I open this contract and if I go to related list, I can see there is one subscription added to this contract, but I I do not see the iPhone product. I have on my opportunity, I have two products. The first one is the Netflix subscription, and the another one is iPhone 13. That is a hardware product. But when I open this contract, there is only one product, Netflix monthly subscription. The reason is contracts only store information regarding your subscription product. All your hardware products and one-time products will be carried forward to the asset object. So if I click back, if I go to account now, and if I go to related list, I can see one contract is generated for this account. There is one asset record, that is iPhone 13, and then one subscription record. So if I create multiple opportunities and multiple codes and I close those opportunities, and if those opportunities have any one-time product or hardware products, all those products will be added to this asset related list on the account, so that in future I can see how many assets my particular customer have. And then if I want to give any additional discounts based on the prior purchases, then I can use this asset object here. The same thing, the subscription related list on my account will show me all the subscription that I have sold to this particular customer, SV TechSoft. Yeah. Okay, now let's take a look on the contract record that has been generated. By default, this contract has generated with draft status. It has the start date of today's date and then the term of 12 months. Then we have this opportunity information, from which opportunity and which code this contract has been generated. Then we have the price book ID of our opportunity, that is the standard price book. Then we have this different renewal information like renewal forecast, renewal quoted, renewal price book ID, these kind of field. And then we have this amendment information. Suppose after purchasing some subscription, the end user wants to make changes to those subscription, then we will use the standard CPQ amendment functionality. So as of now, my contract has been generated. Now, what I want to do, I want to create a renewal opportunity for this product, Netflix monthly subscription. To do that, this renewal forecast is the standard Salesforce CPQ functionality. If I click on this renewal forecast, a renewal opportunity will be generated. Typically, in our live environment, what we do, we either create a process builder or a flow to check this renewal checkbox. Once this renewal checkbox is checked, this renewal opportunity is generated. So typically, this renewal checkbox is checked like before 1 week or 2 weeks of our contract end date. So once renewal focus checkbox is checked, Salesforce CPQ will create a renewal opportunity. So if I by default, all the renewal opportunity that will create by clicking on this renewal focus checkbox will be created by the name of renewal opportunity. We can again add some automations in our Sales Cloud that to change the name of this renewal opportunities. Now, this renewal opportunity is created only for forecasting purposes. This does not have any codes related to this opportunity. It has the product, but not the code. The reason this opportunity is created with this opportunity product. So in our forecast, we can see we have an open opportunity in our pipeline with this product and this amount. But by default, a code will not create it for this opportunity. Again, if we want to create a code and send a template to our customer, For the renewal after 1 month, we don't have to come here and create new quote from the start. Again, we can come back to our contract and then we can check this renewal quoted checkbox. Once this renewal quoted checkbox is checked, and if we come back to our opportunity, a quote record will automatically created. And if I click on edit line, the same product, the subscription product is automatically added here. If as a part of renewal, I want to provide any offers to my customers, then I can add a discount here and change the price of this product. If I want to give any complimentary product as a part of the renewal, I can add that complimentary product or a swag product here. And then the typical sales cycle will start again. The sales rep will have to save this quote, go back to the opportunity, close that particular opportunity, and then again contract this opportunity. So the same quoting cycle will again start from this opportunity. So this is how typically sales cycle works with Salesforce CPQ. As we move forward, I will show you like how we will configure price book, how we will add products to our price book, how do we create multiple price book, how do we manage price book with multi-currencies enabled, how do we create different type of products, how we will identify whether a product is a subscription product or a one-time product. So all those are standard Salesforce CPQ features. So if I go to opportunities, so here I have two products, Netflix subscription and iPhone 13. Okay, so let's take a look on this iPhone 13 product that we have created first. So Salesforce CPQ does not create a new object for product. What Salesforce CPQ does, it uses the standard Sales Cloud product object, and that it enhances that product object. It creates some CPQ related fields on that product object, and based on that particular fields, we can configure our product to use in Salesforce CPQ. So for iPhone 13, if you see, I just added product name, product code, and product family. That's the information I have added. And then the pricing method, I have added list price, and that's it. No other information since it is a hardware product or a one-time product. And then if I go to related list, I just added that particular product to my standard price book. And now that product is visible when I click on add products on my quote line editor. Now, if we take a look on our Netflix subscription product, you can see I have added the product name, Netflix monthly subscription. I have added a product code. This is active, and the product family service. Now, if I scroll down, the pricing method, I have selected list, but there is a field called subscription pricing. This subscription pricing I have selected as fixed price. Based on this particular field, my Salesforce CPQ knows this product is a subscription product and treat this product as a subscription product that can be used for renewal. And then the rest is same. On my related list, I have added a standard price for my product. That is 100 USD. That's it. So based on the subscription pricing field, the Salesforce CPQ will know, like, treat this product as a subscription product. We do have multiple types of product, like we have usage-based product, we have MDQ product, that is multi-dimension quoting. Then we have bundle product. So we are going on our later sessions, we are going to cover all the different type of products and take a look how do we create and configure those different type of products. So this is how the sales cycle works in Salesforce CPQ. Now, okay, now we are going to take an overview of quote line editor. Okay, so what quote line editor is? So quote line editors allow users to see all the quote lines related to the quote and make changes across the entire quote or to the individual lines. How do we open quote line editor? We can go to the quotes tab from our app launcher. We can open any quote, and then we can click on edit lines button on the top right corner of the quote record page. So this is how the quote line editor looks. It basically have the 3 sections. So if I go to my quotes tab, open this quote. After clicking on this edit line button, I will be routed to the quote line editor page. This is the quote line editor page. That will have 3 sections. Section 1, section 2, and this is section 3. So what information these section have? The section 1, the top section of the quote line editor, contains several buttons that will help users to create or configure the quote. So basically the first section will have add products, standard button, calculate button, delete line buttons, group, quick save, reset discount, save and cancel. These all are the standard buttons or the standard action that comes with Salesforce CPQ. As per our requirement, we can also add custom buttons and custom actions here. Suppose if I click on add group, the groups will be added. I can name it hardware, and then I can add one more group and I can name it subscriptions. And then I can just drag and drop my product from first group to another. Now I have grouped inside my quote. I have grouped my product. These are the some advanced functions. Suppose as of now, if you see, only one contract has been generated. If I want to generate multiple orders, multiple contract based on the group, then I can use this group function. There can be a scenario where I will be selling hardware product. I will be selling software product. I will be selling installation product for my hardware product. I would be charging maintenance fees, and I will be sending some swag products to my customers. So I will be selling 5 to 6 different type of products. In that scenarios, we can utilize this group function. We can create multiple groups and then create quote lines or group our product using this function. As of now, let's ungroup it. Then we have we have add favorites standard button. If I select this product, click on add favorite, this product with the configuration will be added to my favorites. To do that, I have to just star mark this product, add to favorite. I have to give a name. So I will name it annual 200, not annual, monthly. and save. Now what I can do, instead of selecting a product from this add product and select choose the product from hundreds and thousands of product, if I have marked a product as a favorite, I will be able to see that product here on this add favorite button. This N is monthly 200. I can select the product from here and click on the select button, and then the same product will be added to my quote line. Okay, so this is an example of add products and add favorites button. We do have additional features here like quick save and calculate, delete lines. We are going to take a look on those features later. Let's take a look on section 2. This section is the quote information section that displays the field from your quote. So using the quote line editor, we can make changes on the entire quote record or the individual quote lines. So the section 2 will show us the fields from the quote record. And if we make any changes to any fields here on the section 2, the changes will be applied to the entire quote. So suppose if I come back here, you can see there are additional discount on quote line level, and there is this additional discount field on the quote level. So suppose I add a 10% discount here, and then click on calculate. Let's remove this discount. Price is 12.596. Okay, so this 10% discount is applied to my entire quote, and the price has been changed from 124 to 112. So if I make any changes on the fields available here on the section 2, the changes will be applied or carried forward to all the quote lines. Now, if I remove this 10% from here, the price again goes to 124. And now if I add additional discount here on the quote line level, that discount will be only applied to this particular quote line, that is for iPhone 13 product. So like now the next question is, can I add or remove fields from here? So we can definitely do that. And then how do we do it? To do it, what we have to do, we have to update a field set. What the field set is, so to update the field set, what you have to do, we have to go to setup, then we have to go to the object manager, we have to go to the quote object, then we have to go to the field set and then select the line editor field set. In that line editor field set, we can add or remove the fields that we want to add or remove from this particular section, and then we can click on save. Once we perform these steps, the field will be now available or will be removed from the quote line editor. So let's perform the same action. Let's click on cancel. Let's go to object manager, or let's go to edit object here. So now on our object manager, we are on the quote object. We will click on field set. Then there is this line editor field set. We'll click on it. You can see all these four fields: additional discount, start date, end date, and subscription term. If I want to add any another field, I can just drag and drop that field on my canvas here, and that field will be available. Now, let's just for testing, let's remove this additional discount field and then click on save. And let's go back to our code. And now if I open the same code, if I click on edit line, I will not see that additional discount field any longer. So based on our requirement, we can add or remove fields from here. We can also have a requirement where we want to show fields dynamically here. Like suppose if a sales rep is creating a quote, a different set of fields should be available here. When a service rep is creating a quote, a different set of fields should be available here. That can also be done using the Salesforce CPQ standard functionality. Then let's take a look on section 3. Okay, so the section 3 displays all the quote lines related to that quote. The column shows the field from the quote line, and any changes made to these fields will be applied to the individual quote line, not to the individual quote. So as I told you earlier, if I make changes here at the top, those changes will be applicable to the entire quote. But if I make changes here to any particular cell, this change will only be applicable for this individual quote line. Now, the same way we have added or removed the field from the top, the same operation we can perform here. If we want to add or remove the field, then again we have to update a specific field set. So to do that, we have to again perform the same operation. We will go to setup, then object manager, then we will go to the quote line object. We will go to the field set, select the line editor field set, and then we can drag and drop to add and remove the fields from our field set. So again, we will do the same thing. Let's go to object manager. This time we will go to the quote line object. We will go to field set. We will see this line editor field set. Here, these fields are added. Billing type, product code, product name. What I'm going to do, let's remove this billing type and product code. So I will just remove billing type, this product code. I will click on save. Now, if I click refresh here, taking some time. Now, both those fields are removed. I can no longer see those columns here. So this is how these are the different sections on the quote line editor. Apart from these 3 sections, we also have quote line editor drawer. So what the quote line editor drawer is, this is a collapsible drawer where you can add additional fields from your quote line to prevent the excess horizontal scrolling to get a better view. To view the standard product line drawer, what you have to click, we have to click on the arrow icon at the far right of the quote line. And then we can see all the fields that has been added to our line editor drawer. It is recommended to only add 7 to 8 columns in our quote line editor and add the additional fields in our line editor drawer. So what does that mean? As of now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fields here in my quote line editor. Suppose there is a requirement for which I have to add multiple fields like 15 to 20 fields. Now it will be very difficult if I have 15 to 16 columns added here. If I want to see all the details regarding to this particular quote line, I have to scroll it again and again. And then if I want to compare those fields, I have to scroll back and forth again and again. So to prevent this horizontal scrolling, Salesforce CPQ provides this line editor drawer. If I click here on this line editor drawer, I can see the additional fields here. As of now, on my line editor drawer, I only have one field called business partner, but we can add as many as fields that we want to display here. Again, how do we add and remove fields from this line editor drawer? There is a specific field set that needs to be updated. So to do that, what we have to do, again, we have to perform the same action. We have to go object manager, then the quote line object field set. This time, the name of the field set is standard line item drawer field set. So let's do that as well. I am on my quote line. This is my standard line item drawer field set. If I click on it, you can see as of now, there is only one field added. Now, if I want to add other fields from my quote line, I can add those fields, like I can add description, cost price, end date, list price, location, markup, all the other fields, whatever our requirement is, we can add, click on save. And now if we go back to our quote, refresh it, and if we go to this line editor drawer, I can see all these fields here. Now, there can be a scenario where you only want to display the fields as a column. So you want to hide the line editor drawer. You don't want any fields to be displayed in line editor drawer. So basically what you want the line editor drawer to exclude it from your quote line editor. You don't want your sales rep to see this arrow. So there is no special setting or configuration in Salesforce CPQ to do that. If you want to remove this side facing arrow, if you don't want your sales rep to have access to line editor drawer, then you just have to go to the same field set and then remove all the fields from that particular field set. So I will come back here. I'll go to standard line editor drawer field set. And then I'm going to remove all the fields from here. So now, all the fields have been removed. Now, if I click on save and go back to this particular quote, refresh, I can no longer see that side facing arrow. So this is how you configure your quote line editor. One thing to keep in mind, this quote line editor is a place where your sales rep will be spending maximum amount of time to configure the quote and send those quote to your customers. So as a Salesforce CPQ admin, we have to configure this quote line editor. So it will help our sales rep to meet their day-to-day need. So this is it. I think we have covered all the topic that we have for today, or all the topics that we had for introduction. Now we are open for questions. If someone have any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah. Hi, Rishabh. Piyush this side. I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
Yeah, so just want to understand one thing regarding CPQ is that there is something called as after CPQ as well. So is it different from Salesforce CPQ, or what is the means? What is after CPQ, and is it really different from Salesforce CPQ?
So you can consider after CPQ and Salesforce CPQ. Now they are same.
Okay,
Earlier there were after CPQ, but later on Salesforce acquired that after CPQ, and now we only have Salesforce CPQ with us. Initially,
okay,
that was a different thing that we have that needs to be integrated with Salesforce Sales Cloud, but now it is a part of Salesforce as a managed package.
okay. As a managed package, right?
Right.
So can we enable this Salesforce CPQ managed package on our dev org?
Yes, you can do
Okay.
that. So you don't have to enable it or you don't have to install it. What you have to do, let me share that link with you. Okay, I'm logged in. Okay, this is the link. Developer edition.
That means for CPQ, there is a different version of dev that we need to work on, right?
Correct. So if you follow, if you create a dev org from this link,
Mm-hmm.
you will get a developer org in which the Salesforce package will be pre-installed.
Okay.
And that will, I think that org will be, the CPQ licenses will be there for 90 days. Yes, only has a 90 days CPQ licenses. After 90 days, the CPQ licenses will expire and you have to create a new dev org. So the org that I showed you in which we were making the changes, this is also a dev org created from the same link. So I'm going to paste that link into chatter and then I click on save.
Yeah, Rishabh, I have one question.
Yes.
Still now we have only, like you have demoed only CPQ part, right?
Right.
Is billing included in CPQ or
No.
at the
So
CPQ?
let's me go to setup and let's review the. So in this my particular org, there is only one managed package installed, that is Salesforce CPQ. Don't get confused. What Salesforce CPQ is? Salesforce CPQ is an add-on to our Sales Cloud that provides us quoting tool to create quotes easily and send those quotes to our end user. It does not provide us any options to collect payment and to create records of our payments. If we want to do that, then there is another managed package called Salesforce Billing. that managed package needs to be installed in our org, and that managed package is add-on to Salesforce CPQ. So to install Salesforce CPQ, we must have an org with Sales Cloud licenses. To install CPQ billing, we must have an org where we have Sales Cloud licenses plus Salesforce CPQ pre-installed. If we do not have Salesforce CPQ pre-installed, we will not be able to install billing and use that. So Salesforce billing is something that cannot be used without using the Salesforce CPQ. So
Okay, so for billing means this dev org in which Salesforce CPQ will be installed. So in that same dev org, can we install the Salesforce billing as well for our practice purpose?
yeah, you can do that. Or
Is,
there is a,
is
yeah,
is billing available for us to practice?
yeah, billing is also available for us to practice. There is another special, the same way we have created um, a dev org with CPQ, we can create a dev org where CPQ and billing will be pre-installed. So I have a dev org already. Let's check. Let's check this ID.
Can you also go over like the billing topics which we'll be covering in this training?
Sure. Let's review the topic. Okay, so it is asking for a verification code. I don't have my cell phone in front of me. Let's. Okay, I don't have my phone, that particular phone with me as of now. I will not be able to log into this org, but let's again go back to Trailhead. Let's search for billing. Okay. Okay, this is the link from where we can create a dev org in which the billing package would be pre-installed. So I'm again going to share this link. Where is the Zoom meeting? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, now you want me to go through the topics that we are going to cover in our Revenue Cloud, right?
Yeah, mostly in billing part.
Okay. So did you get a chance to go through this course content? So these are all the topics that we are going to cover as a part of our Revenue Cloud. The first one is introduction to CPQ. So then here that I think there would be at least half an hour more session for introduction, and then that's it. We have to yet check all the managed package settings, and there are some other settings that we have to check as part of our introduction. That is our first topic. Then we are going to take a look on different type of CPQ products. So basically, there are different type of CPQ product, non-subscription and one-time product. So the iPhone product, iPhone 13 product that we added to our code, that is a part of this one-time product. Then there is subscription product, the Netflix product that we have added. Then there is MDQ product. That MDQ stands for multi-dimension quoting, where suppose we sell a product for a span of 5 years, and for a different year we want to collect different pricing from customer, then we will select or we will configure an MDQ product. Then there is a usage based product. Suppose you use a broadband connection or a landline connection or a mobile postpaid connection, where you pay your internet bill based on the amount of MBs or GB that you have used. That kind of product will be a part of usage based product. Then again, we are going to take a look how to configure a bundle product. That would be a combination of different individual products. Then the perpetual products would be the EMI based product. Then we are going to again take a deep look on the Salesforce CPQ lifecycle. The same thing that we did today, but in a detailed way. Then what are the different pricing method? As of now, we have only seen the list price. And also we have not checked list price in detail. Once we have a session on pricing method, we are going to check what are the different pricing methods and how do we implement those pricing methods. Then there is a topic called prorate precision that is only applicable for a subscription product. Suppose you have a product that has a subscription term of 1 month and you are selling that product for 45 days, then how the pricing will affect that topic we will cover under prorate precision. Then this bundle configuration. This is, I think I can say, one of the most important topic of Salesforce CPQ. Even if you are planning for a Salesforce CPQ certification, but you have to have a deep knowledge of bundle configuration. Then we are going to take a look on product rules. What are the different type of product rules available in Salesforce CPQ, how we can create and configure. And also we will check some real life scenarios on product rule. Then we're going to take a look on price rules, what price rules are. Then we are going to check summary variables and lookup queries. How do we use summary variables and lookup queries with our product rule and price rule? Then there is a discount schedule, the standard CPQ feature. Like if we want to give a specific predefined discount to our specific product or a customer, then we can use that. Then we are going to take a look on pricing waterfall. So Salesforce CPQ has tons of pricing fields. How those pricing fields relate or correlate to each other, that comes under pricing waterfall. Then we are going to take a look on calculation sequence. Like calculation sequence, you can consider as the order of execution that we have in Salesforce. Like how the different product rule, price rule, formula fields will interact with each other. Okay, then we have twin fields and special fields. We are going to take a look on these topics. Then we are going to take a look on code document generation, like how the code, how do we generate the code document? How do we create reusable templates? What are the different permissions required? Those kind of thing. Then we are going to take a look on the custom actions. So the custom actions are the buttons that we see on our code line. When we click on edit line, we see some buttons: save, calculate, add favorites. Those are the custom actions. So we are going to take a look, how do we create custom actions? How do we use search filters with our custom actions? Then there is a topic called guided selling. Guided selling, basically we can ask specific questions to the sales user who is creating the code, and based on the answer the sales user provide, we will display or we will return the selected product. Then again, we have this important topic called contracts renewal and amendment. That is something that you have a strong understanding if you are planning for your Salesforce CPQ certification. Then we have this contracted pricing, then order management, advance approval. What advance approval is? Again, the same. Advance approval is also an add-on to our Salesforce CPQ. This is also a managed package that can be installed in our org that has a Salesforce CPQ pre-built or pre-installed. Then we are going to take a look on e-signature integration. How do we integrate Salesforce CPQ with e-signature like Adobe Sign or DocuSign? So that is a point and click integration. You don't have to write a code or anything for that. It is a simple point and click integration. Then we are going to take a look on data migration and deployment technique. So one thing that needs to keep in mind, we cannot use like the standard deployment tools that we use to deploy the changes. Like we use chain sets, we use ant migration tool, someone use Copado, different companies or different organizations uses different tool to deploy changes.
Will you cover gear set as part of deployment tool?
No. So yeah, I will tell you why. Salesforce CPQ mostly we use manual deployment. That manual deployment does not mean like we will create or make the changes manually. Like suppose here any configuration that needs to be done for Salesforce CPQ, that will be done through the custom object that Salesforce CPQ provides. Just take an example. Suppose if in our Sales Cloud, we want to create an automation, like when an opportunity stage is changed to closed one, we want to update the close date to today's date. We will create a process builder. We can create a flow for that, and that can be done from the setup. Like we will come here, we will go to setup, and then we will create a configuration from here, whatever process builder, whatever flow we want to create. And that's how the typical automations will work in Salesforce CPQ. We can use or we can deploy these automations from one related org to another related org, like one sandbox to another sandbox, or from one sandbox to a production environment. But when we want to make changes or when we want to create automations inside CPQ, we will not come here to the setup page and make the configuration. Salesforce CPQ has created predefined object for the automation inside CPQ. Suppose we want to create a price rule. There is a predefined object called price rule that comes with CPQ managed package. And if we want to create an automation, then we have to create a new price rule. We have to click on new. We have to create a record for this particular price rule. And then we have to select when this price rule we want to trigger, what would be the evaluation scope, everything. And
Got it. What deployment tool will be covering with this training?
so we are going to cover how we will deploy the bundles, like the product configuration from one org to another org. How do we deploy the product rule, price rule? So all the CPQ configuration like code templates, code document, product rules, price rule, guided selling. How do we deploy these Salesforce CPQ configuration from one org to another?
So, Rishabh, when we are practicing the Salesforce CPQ on the CPQ DevOps, so is it possible to deploy all the CPQ components from one CPQ DevOps to another CPQ DevOps?
Yes, that is possible, because mainly what we are going to do, we are going, are you guys familiar with data loader?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so data loader is heavily used to deploy CPQ configuration. What we are going to do, we are going to take an export from our sandbox environment. So when we create a DevOps, we are going to create, we will create two different DevOps. The DevOps 1 we will use as a production environment. DevOps 2 we will use as a sandbox environment. We will export the data. Like basically what we need to do, these records needs to be exported and needs to be
Okay.
re-imported. But it is not that simple, because when we export the data and when we
Lot
try
of
to import the
dependencies
data,
will be
yeah,
there.
there will be a lot of dependency. Also, the IDs will be changed. We will not
Correct,
be able
correct,
to
correct,
find.
correct.
So we will be using
So,
upsert function and external IDs.
Got it, got it. So is it something like that, that all the CPQ configuration that we do, it is nothing but S object records?
Correct. So
Okay.
what happens in backend? So when we install Salesforce CPQ or when you install any package, that package comes with predefined triggers, predefined field sets, predefined page layout that you cannot edit. Even as a system admin, you cannot edit, right? Those triggers.
Got it, got it.
So what Salesforce CPQ provides us, when you create these records, correct?
Mm-hmm.
These records will create an entry in those triggers. So
Okay.
those triggers cannot be edited manually, but
Mm-hmm.
creating these records will create entry inside those triggers.
Yeah, ultimately those triggers will be consuming these records, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Even in real time, everyone uses data loader.
Yeah,
Vishal.
I can suggest, I have worked on 4 different projects, and yeah, we have used data loader on all those projects
Okay, okay.
because that
So,
is the most easy to use tool, I would say, to deploying. For metadata changes, we can use any tool. Like as a part of CPQ, suppose we have created 10 different fields. To deploy those 10 different fields, we can use whatever tool we want to use or whatever tool our organization currently use, whether it is GearSet, Copado, Ant migration tool. But when it comes to CPQ configuration, then you have to go with data loader, you have to go with Workbench, or then any other data management tool you can move forward with.
okay. So, Rishabh, I
Even
have,
when we move code from sandbox to production, we are using data loader.
Moving codes, I did not get it.
From sandbox to production.
Yeah. Sandbox to production, we will use data loader. We have to take an export from our sandbox, and then we have to import that data in our production. In our production, we will create some external ID fields that will store the unique IDs from our sandbox. And then we will use the upsert function. We will not use the insert function on data loader. We will use the upsert function, and then we will create data again in our production environment.
okay. So, Rishabh, I have two more questions.
Okay.
So, how much customization is possible with Salesforce CPQ package? I understand that it is a managed package, but
Okay.
let's say on product record detail page, if we want to add any other lightning component, is it possible to do so? Means
Yeah,
how much customization interact with
that is
Salesforce CPQ
possible.
model?
So if on product page, if you want to add any lightning component, you can definitely do that. It's not like it is restricted or something. This is just this is the standard product object that is using, I think, the standard lightning record page.
Mm-hmm.
And you can add your lightning component, your LWCs. If you have created any, you can
Mm-hmm.
definitely add that. But that cannot be done on the code line editor's part.
Okay, because usually I am working with some of the clients who are not so from the techie background. So their usually request comes like, do customization in this particular module, do customization in this particular module. So what I used to do is I used to, create all the solutions that they are requiring, completely customization oriented solutions so that any sort of add-ons can be done. But
Okay.
just want to understand that, for example, if we are suggesting a Salesforce CPQ model, CPQ module to a particular client,
Okay.
so and we want to customize the Salesforce CPQ as per the client needs. So how much customization can be done?
Like that depends on the need of the client, first of all.
Okay.
Second thing, I would suggest do as less customization as possible.
Yeah, that I
Yeah.
understand totally. But sometimes what happens is, let's say you were showing that screen in which draw related functionality was there. Can you navigate to that
Yeah,
screen,
sure.
please? Yeah, for example, this particular screen we have now, what type of clients I'm working with right now is that, sometimes they request uh, modification in these type of standard screens.
Correct.
Let's say they want to add the logo of their company, or they want to add some sort of extra total calculations or average calculations related to this data. So that I want to understand that how much customization is possible in these type of standard components which Salesforce CPQ provides.
Okay, understood. So on the UI based, you will not be able to make customizations here, like add a logo, company logo here.
Mhm,
The this page you will not be able to edit. You can add remove columns from here. For
mhm,
calculations, like suppose you have created two custom fields, XYZ fields, and you
mhm,
want to calculate those two fields. To do that, Salesforce has CPQ has provided a predefined tool or a pre-built tool, that is a price rule.
mhm,
Using that price rule, we can create calculations here, and then whatever the output, we can store that data into any other field. So that price rule is basically used to update any fields on our quote or quote line object. It is similar to like process builder or a workflow, but Salesforce CPQ suggests instead of using the standard automations, we always go forward with price rule if we need to update a field on a quote line.
mhm. Got it, got it.
And
And
then
another.
Salesforce CPQ also provide us some plugins that we can use for advanced functionalities. Let's go to. So these are some different plugins. Like we can use these plugins to use some
Hello,
advanced
Rishabh.
function. Hello,
Hi. Hi, good morning.
good morning.
Well, I'm Mohit and I want to ask you this. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Mhm.
Regarding that customization point, can you use the formula field in that code line editor page?
Yes, we
So,
can use
for an
that.
example,
Yeah.
yes, go
Okay.
on, go on.
Yeah. Suppose let's take an example. Let's go to product. And sorry, my bad. Let's go to quote line. Okay. So if you see on quote line, I have created this product image field. That is a formula field. And that is, I'm not sure which image I have added. But yeah, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to field set. I'm going to line editor. And I'm going to use this product image field here. And now if I go back, click on edit lines. I can see this product image formula field here.
Regarding this also, I have a question.
Okay.
I've seen that there's a field named product.
Pizza.
I think product, it was a lookup or something like that. Product to pizza size. Why this field is not showing up?
Because that fields, that is not a quote line field. That, let me show you. I cannot make any changes to that particular field. Let me come back. You're talking about this field, right?
Yes, I'm talking about this.
Okay, so let me go back here. So what I have done, where I have used. So on my product level, I have created multiple fields here. I have used this field on some product rule or price rule. So basically these fields are for, you can say backend automations kind of thing. Those fields really do not required on code line. But if suppose if you want same field that you want to edit on the code line level, then we have to use the concept of twin fields. What twin field does, twin field, if we create the field with the same name of on product on the and on code line with the same name, same API name and same data type, the information from one field, like from the product to the code line, will be automatically copied. If I create the same field on my code line and then add that field from my code line to my field set here, that field I will be able to see and edit here and make the changes. So initially what will happen, that data will come from the product. If our product, the pizza size is Excel, on the code line, the pizza size will by default to Excel, and then I can manually make changes to that. That I just added here to show in my previous demo. That's the reason the field was added here. Let's remove it. Anyhow, we are not going to use that.
Okay, matlab, that means that field is kind of formula field, but at the same time, the changes which made it here can be done here, that way.
Right. So
Can be shown on the.
that is not a formula, that is a pick list field, but that field is on product record, not on the code line. And this basically here we can make changes on the code line fields. If we want that field on our code line, then we have to create a field with the name pizza type here on the code line and then add it, and the value for that field will come from the product, because on the product we have the field with the same name. So let's come back here. Where were we? I think I already have it. Okay, I don't have it. So I can create a new field with the name pizza type or pizza size, and with the same API name and the same data type as the field is on product, and then add that field here on my line editor. And then then the data will come from that product field to my code line field, and I will be able to make changes to that particular field.
Okay.
So basically, even though I am getting the option to add the fields from product, these are all the custom fields that I have created. Even though I have added those fields are on product level, not on code line level. So on my code line editor, I will not be able to make any changes to that product. I can only make changes to the code line fields.
Okay. As far as I'm concerned, I think a code can be made without an opportunity, if I'm not
Right.
wrong, and that can be linked with account.
That can be linked with an account. But in Salesforce CPQ, if you want to utilize the full features, like full-fledged Salesforce CPQ functionality, then you have to, or it is recommended to always create a code from an opportunity, so that we can use that contracting and order functionality. If I go here, click on code, click on new, you can see none of this is required field. So if I click on account name and save, I will still be able to generate the code. It's just that I will not be able to utilize all the functionalities. If you have customizations, you don't want to create opportunities, you can create a code directly, but then you will not be able to generate orders throughout that opportunity. You will not be able to create renewal opportunities. The amendment will not work precisely. So there would be some limitations that come, but it is not a restrictions that you cannot create a code without an opportunity. But I will recommend, like, even if you are implementing Salesforce CPQ for a new client who says like they want to create code without an opportunity, always recommend that create a code with an opportunity to utilize the full-fledged functionality that comes with Salesforce CPQ.
Okay. How much APIs will be covered in this course? Like, if I want to create a code from Apex, then how much APIs will be covered in this course?
So we are not going to cover that much part of API. Like if you want to create a code through Apex, we can create a trigger, we can create a code using trigger or anything. The API part that we are going to cover here is the Salesforce CPQ APIs. Like as of now, if I want to generate a document here, I have to go to this generate document button, and then I have to select a template here manually, and then click on save an email, and then then send that document to the customer. If I want an automation to do so, if I want an automation using which if a code status has been changed to approved, I want a documents to be generated automatically, and then I want it to send to my customer. In that scenario, we can use API, and that we are going to cover in this part. So where is that? Here. So we are going to check the approval API, contract API, and document generation APIs.
So that means you're not going to make that kind of customization like for something like a LWC component where I could just press a button, generate code, and all the process will be done using Salesforce API. So we're not going to cover this one, right?
Right. Not LWC, because we are not going to create an LWC component from where we can just click a button. We can also create an LWC using this document generation API where we can update a field, and then based on that, or not update a field, we can just call this document generation API through our LWC, and we can generate a code document. So I'm going to cover this document generation API, but I'm not going to create multiple LWCs for different scenarios.
Okay. That means we're not going to cover a code creation from Apex, right?
Right.
That's the simple thing. Okay. You suggested data loader for deployment.
Could you repeat that? Data loader for deployment?
Yes, you suggested like deploying or exporting product rules or price rules from one dev org to second org or to the production.
Correct.
With the use of data loader.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm not getting the word. I will ask a question. I will get back to you on this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So Rishabh, just want to understand that as part of this training, as it is mentioned in this particular screen that there will be a mini project. So is it a real-time project or a dummy project? What will be this?
Yeah, so that would be a real-time project. So it could be the same project as I am working on. Or the project that I have worked on earlier. So let me show you something. I will share some similar something like this to you, where there would be, I will just share a BRD document with you where different requirements will be mentioned. You have to implement that in your dev org. Which ways you think is the most efficient for you using the Salesforce CPQ functionality. After covering all the topics, I will give you a mini project like this where to get credit approval opportunity, something like this. that would be more elaborated, but yes, but that would be something similar to a live environment or a live project that I am going to share with you. I will give some time to you, and then you would have to decide how you want to meet this requirement. That would be an efficient way. And then we are going to review all the project and the approach that you guys have taken.
Okay. And after completing this training, which particular certification we can target?
So this is the first certification, Salesforce CPQ. Let me show you on Trailhead. This is the certification, Salesforce CPQ Specialist. So there is only one certification for Salesforce CPQ, that is Salesforce CPQ Specialist. And that you can go for after completing this training. I will be sharing some study material with you, as well as some MCQ questions that will help you pass this certification with good marks.
Okay.
Let me share this link as well. Meeting chat. Mohit, can you please show me demo of deployment? Yeah, I am going to show you like how we are going to deploy the changes from data loader. As of now, I don't have two different org setup from where I can take an export and perform an import.
We don't
Okay, no
have
issue.
any certification for billing.
We have, but that is not from Trailhead. That is from Partner Learning Camp. And that is an accredited professional certification. So let me log into.
Hi everyone, yeah, sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Okay, as we are planning to start the regular batch from Monday onwards, if you want to enroll, you can just purchase the course from our website only. Okay, or you can contact us with TechSoft. Yeah. Yes, Rishabh. Okay, now you can
Yeah.
go.
So
Just want to understand what will be the timings of the sessions.
As we are planning to start this batch at 7 a.m. IST, daily have 1 hour session. Okay, but today's demo, right, it get extended, but usually it will be 7 to 8 or 8:30.
Okay, so daily it will be a 1 hour morning session, Monday
Yes,
to
correct.
Friday, right?
Yes, Monday to Friday. The usually course it will take 40 to 45 hours. Rishabh will be share more details on this.
yeah, so we have planned this course for 40 days. Where is it? I think in 30 to 35 days, we will be able to cover all these topics. Rest 5 to 10 days, we will give for our certification preparation and for many projects.
Okay.
Yeah, regarding that billing part, let me log into Partner Learning Camp. Okay, so I have logged in to Partner Learning Camp, and from here, there is a certification called Revenue Cloud Consultant. This one, I have already registered it. I have completed this certification, so I'm not getting an option to register it. But yeah, from here, you can register for Revenue Cloud Consultant, and this Revenue Cloud is for billing, like CPQ plus billing. There is no specific credential for billing specialist or something like that. But yeah, this Revenue Cloud certification is the complete certification where you will get questions from CPQ, advance approval, and billing. And regarding those billing topics, these topics we are going to cover. The first thing would be the same, introduction to Salesforce billing. Then we are going to cover usage-based product. Then legal entity and taxation. Then invoice generation, like how the invoice will be generated and payment will be collected against those invoices. Then how do we create invoices automatically and collect payments automatically? Then record keeping, like these are the billing specific topic, finance book, billing rules and billing treatment, then revenue finance book, general ledger, then revenue recognition rule. Those part we are going to cover. Then again, some certification assistance for Revenue Cloud accredited professional, and then some advanced topics. And then there would be a small mini project on billing as well. Any other questions you guys have?
The course 40 hours will be included with billing and CPQ both.
Right, both.
We will have notes for each of the topics as well, right,
Right.
Rishabh?
There would be note, there would be use cases, everything will be there on each topic. Any more questions for today?
I have just one last one. Is we are going to cover any kind of electric signature plugins?
Yes, yes. We are, I think, here is the one where it is e-signature implementation. Yep. We are going to cover that, either DocuSign or Adobe Sign.
Okay, the DocuSign or order.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Hi, Piyush. That depends on your years of experience. How much CTC we can expect if a candidate is certified CPQ specialist. So That totally depends on your years of experience and your current CTC, but you can expect up to 100% hike. I got 150% hike. So even if you are currently earning 7 to 8, I would say if someone is earning 7 to 8 per year, they can expect 15 plus. If you are already at 20 plus, then it will not help you that much. But it is always good to have an additional knowledge of Salesforce CPQ. CPQ is in high demand as of now. If you go through LinkedIn as well, you will see multiple jobs regarding Salesforce CPQ. What days is this course? So we are planning as Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. Is that what you're asking? Yeah. So we are planning Monday to Fridays. Yes, every day. No. We do not have a separate course for billing. That will be included in this. This is a complete course, CPQ plus billing. Yes. So this course contains, so this course is for Revenue Cloud that contains both Salesforce CPQ and Salesforce Billing.
This question is for SV Tech Soft's manager. So actually, I'm planning both Marketing Cloud training and CPQ training parallelly. So timings will be different, or they can or they will be collided. Just want to understand.
Kishore, do you want to take that?
Sorry, Rishabh, sorry. I missed it.
Okay, so let me. So Naresh is asking, he wants to enroll for both, I think, Marketing Cloud and CPQ, and he wants to check whether the timing would be same or different.
Timing is different. Okay. Just you can WhatsApp me. I will give reply. CPQ training is morning 7 a.m. Marketing Cloud is 7 p.m. IST.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
If you have any more queries, please contact to this number. You can WhatsApp me. I will give reply on this.
Sure.
Okay. I think we have covered all the questions, or does anyone have any further questions?
Nothing from my side.
Okay, thank you, Mohit. Okay, then, Kishore, I think then we are good to close this session.
Thank you, Rishabh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. The regular batch will be starting from Monday. You can purchase course from the website or you can contact us with TechSoft. Okay. Thanks everyone. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, everyone. Hoping to see you on Monday. Bye, guys.
Yeah. Thanks. Rishabh.